Hey guys, how's it going? It's Kylie from Kylie's Corner, and I have been asked and gotten so many different requests since I've started my blog to tell you guys about the products that I use on my face for all of the pictures that I've been doing. And so I thought it would probably be easier and a little bit more personal, kind of for you guys to get to know me and see what I'm all about, I guess, through like the YouTube scene. And tell you about these products that I've been using. I will say though that I have a lot of acne scarring. I do not have perfect skin at all, and I wish that I did, but I don't. And so I use these products, and these are the products that have worked for me. They really smooth out my skin, they cover the acne scarring really well, and they really give that like flawless look on my skin. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so first of all, I'm going to talk about primer. This is the primer that I use. I use the Porefessional by Benefit. I love this primer. It's awesome. I have oily skin, and so with oily skin you tend to get larger pores, especially in the areas that you're oily. And for me, that is right in here, and as well as like up in my forehead and down through in between my eyebrows. So when I use this, I take just a little bit more than a pea-sized amount on my fingers, rub my fingers together, I pat in those areas, and then I'll kind of rub it through the rest of my face. And then once I have my my primer on, I move on to foundation. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear, and if any of you are wanting to know, I'm in the color 2W1 Dawn. This foundation is so great. I love it. It dries to like a really velvety matte finish, and it just gives your skin this appearance of just smooth and fresh, like a baby's bottom type thing. I mean, it is just such a pretty foundation. I found it a few years ago, and I seriously haven't looked back since. I've used this foundation probably every day for the past like 3 years. Love it. When I use it as well with the Sigma Flat Kabuki F80 brush, and I'll take like a dime size amount, pour it a little bit on my hand, I stipple in my brush, and then I just start on the areas where I want the most coverage, which is like right in here in my cheeks, because I do have that acne scarring that I was telling you about. And so I take it and I stipple here, and then I kind of stipple around like the rest of my face, and then I'll go through and I'll buff it, and then whatever's on the rest of my brush, then I go ahead and drag it through into my nose and everywhere else. Then I use the Double Wear Stay in Place Flawless Wear Concealer, and I am in the shade Light Medium. This is probably my biggest secret weapon, and probably any girl's secret weapon that you see that has that really dimensional kind of like flawless look to their face in photos, is highlighting. This shade obviously is well loved, and it is also a couple of shades lighter than my skin type or skin tone. And so when I put this on, I start in the inner corner of my eye, and I kind of draw like a light line down to the outside of my nostril here, and then I go out to the outside of my eye, and I fill that area in, and I take, not like a ton obviously, like I just kind of dot a little bit in there. I don't go crazy with the concealer. And then I take my beauty blender and I go through and I just kind of do this, I guess, pat. I pat in those areas under my eyes, and then I also take it down a little bit on my nose here, a little bit in my forehead, my chin, and right above my lip. Those are the areas that I want highlighted. It's so crazy what you can do with makeup. With highlighting and contouring, I mean, you can completely change like the shape of your face. Like with contouring the cheekbones and contouring your jawline, everything, you can make it so pretty. And it's insane. Like the opportunities are limitless, I guess, on what you can do with highlighting and contouring. Once I have my concealer on, I like to set it with a pressed powder. The one that I'm using right now is this Ambient Lighting Powder. It's in Diffused Light by Hourglass. This is a more expensive product, more high-end, I guess. It was probably about $40, but let me tell you, I have had this since like February, and I'm just now starting to kind of really hit pan on it. So $40 is probably worth it to me. I would probably spend it again on it just because I love this powder so much. I take the what is this one? The Tapered Highlighter F35, the Sigma brush, and I just kind of pat it into the product, and then I tap it off, and then I go through and I pat over the areas where I highlighted my face with the concealer. And so I'll go down my nose, these areas here, my chin, above my lip, and in between my eyebrows and on my forehead a little bit. I also, because I am oily, like I said, I can't just leave my makeup like that. I have to set it with a pressed powder, or not a pressed powder, but just a powder. And I use this by IT Cosmetics, and it's called Bye Bye Pores. And I just take like a really big fluffy powder brush, and I put a tiny bit, like the tiniest bit, in the lid. Like, I've had this product forever too, and I haven't even made like a dent in it. And I just swirl it around, and I hit all the areas that I didn't get with my Hourglass powder. So once I get done with all of that stuff, I go through and I'll contour, you know, like with the bronzer. I'll put the bronzer through my cheekbones, a little bit on my forehead. I do contour my forehead because I have like a 12-finger forehead. So I have to contour it because it's just, it has to be done. And once I do that, I get like my eyeshadow on, do everything. And the biggest thing that you want to remember is to set your makeup. I am so glad that I actually found makeup setting sprays a few years back. This is by Urban Decay. It's called the All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. This is by far my favorite one. I have used all kinds of other makeup setting sprays that YouTube gurus have recommended to people. I've tried them all. And I will tell you that I go back to this one every single time. This stuff works so well. And it basically just locks your makeup in and makes it kind of like waterproof. Like, everyone else will be sweating and dying in the summertime, and even if you sweat a little bit, like you go and you blot off, you know, like the excess sweat or whatever, and your makeup still looks beautiful. Like, you put this on in the morning, and at night when you go wash your face off, it looks the exact same. So that is huge, especially when you're going to be like taking a ton of pictures throughout the day. And now that we're moving into kind of the cooler months, I like to use this Dewy Finish by NYX as well. So what I'll do is I'll do like 2 or 3 sprays of the All Nighter, and then I kind of go like 1 spray with this, just to kind of add like a little bit of a glow and a dewiness to my skin, because I try to like make it so matte because I'm so oily. But when you go too matte, obviously you're going to kind of look a little chalky and a little bit like old, and that's not a cute look for anyone. So anyway, I like to use my makeup setting sprays in order to kind of get everything to mush together, and so you don't have like that flaky look, and you don't have like a cake face look at all. It all looks just very natural. It looks like you have this glow from within, and it creates a beautiful canvas for the rest of the day. So anyway, that is pretty much it. Those are like the products that I use on my face to create that flawless look. If you guys would like a tutorial on how I actually like use the products, let me know in either the comments below or on my Instagram or my blog or my Facebook page. I will link everything below. And if you guys like this video, go ahead and thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I love you to death. And I really want to know any other tutorials that you guys would like to know about. I've gotten questions about my hair all the time, so I can do some hair tutorials, I can do makeup tutorials, whatever. Just let me know and I'll try to get those started. Alright guys, thanks. Bye!